Hello, in this session we're going to look at putting on or creating a Wordpad exercise. Okay, I'm going to start off, you can see I've opened up a new application, I've called it Wordpad X. Okay, and I'm going to start off by putting on a menu strip. So if I click on menu strip in my toolbox, okay, and create a menu strip here across the top. Okay, I can put in my headings here, so I'll start off with the file. Okay, and under file I'll have a new file. Okay, says open file, save file. Okay, and a few other things. Just while I'm typing these in, I'm just going to pause the video so you're not looking at me typing in too much here. Okay, so there's my main menu. You can see it up here. I have new, open, save, page setup, print, and close. Under edit, I have cut, copy, paste, and select all. And under format, I just have font. Okay, I didn't put anything under the help button just yet. Okay, the next thing I need here is I'm just going to name the form here. So again, if I click on the form and go to the properties, I'm just going to put the text on the form here, and I'll call it Wordpad. X is what I've called mine. Okay, so Wordpad X. Okay, the next thing I want to do is in the content area where we're going to start typing, we'll put a rich text box. So I'll select rich text box and I'm just going to pop it in here. Okay, now with the rich text box, I'm going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it RTB because we'll be using it a lot. So here in the properties, again, I can delete out this, and I'm just going to call it RTB. And I'll come down here and I want to dock this. Okay, so if I come to dock, and I'm going to select all here, so it's fully docked now. Okay, the next thing I'll be doing here is I'll want to use a few things, a few context boxes, and we'll also put in an icon, a tray icon, a notify icon there ourselves. So there's a few dialog boxes I'll be using, and again I'm going to take them here from my toolbox here on the left hand side. Okay, so what I'll need is I need page setup dialog. Okay, so I'll just drag that on. Sorry, page setup dialog. And you can see it here when I drag it onto the designer surface. It appears here in my designer tray. Okay, I'll also want print dialog, print document. Okay, I'm going to use the font dialog box. Okay, and I'm going to use the open file dialog and save dialog. So I'm dragging all these onto my system tray here. I'll also want to use a notify icon. So if I come back here, and it's up here in the general part, notify icon, and I'll use that as well. Okay, so let's get started. I want to put a bit of code in behind each one, so I'll go in order here of each one. So I'll start with the new one here. So new. Okay, and it brings me into the code. If I have a quick look at the code here, so I'll just make that a bit smaller so you can see it better. Okay. I want to check now. I'm going to need input output, so I'll put the using statement in here. So using system .io. Okay, for that. And here I can see the event for the new button here on the tool strip menu. Okay, now for new it'll be fairly handy. Again, I'm just going to want to clear the text box, the rich text box. So I'll just have RTB. Okay, that's what I've called my text box, and dot, and I'll use the clear method. Okay, so there's the clear method. I'll put that in and terminate the line. Okay, so again, that will do it. I'm just going to run build the program just to make sure I have no errors before starting. Okay, so I'll just run my program now. Okay, just bring it in. Just make sure everything is dropping down. Okay. Again, if I had some text on my thing, file and new, it clears it off. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, the next control I want to use here is the open. So I'll click on open. Okay, now for open, I need the open file dialog box. So I'll declare that open file dialog. Okay, I'll call it OF. Okay, and it'll be a new object. Okay, terminate the line. Okay, for this I can put in a title, of.title. Okay, and I can set the title to whatever I want. Okay, again, I'll just put open my new file. Okay, just so I just put it in so when I use the open dialog box, I'll be able to see that there. I'll be able to see that text. So I also want a filter. Okay, so what type of documents am I going to bring in? So filter. Okay, and again, this will be set to. We're going to be using text files here. So again, it will go between the literal strings. There. So what I'll put here is text files. Okay, so in parentheses, this will appear beside the actual the text. So I'll have star.txt. Okay, so that'll appear there. I'm going to use the pipe or the straight line there, the vertical line, right beside that, and .txt. So star.txt. Okay. I'm going to use another pipe, okay, because I also want to show all files. Yes. Okay, and again, that I'll just in parentheses here. I'll put star.star. Okay, and then a pipe to show which files will show, and again in this case it will be star.star. Okay, so that should take care of the filter. Okay, so let's now I want to be able to say that if somebody clicks the OK box, that it will load the file. Okay, so I can do that with a quick if statement here. So if with parentheses, okay, and it's of dot show dialog. That show dialog. If that's going to be equal to the dialog result dot OK, dialog result dot OK. Okay, well then, if that is it, well then we want to load the file. Okay, so RTB dot load file, load file, which is a method. Okay, and again, when it comes to loading the file, what we want is the file name. Okay, so of dot file name. So of dot file name. File name. Okay. We also want it's going to be a rich text box stream type. Okay, so rich text box stream type, and from here I'm going to say well, it'll be plain text. So I'll take the plain text one there. Okay, and once it's we're happy with that, and it's done that, we can actually just load the file. Okay, so I can use the command this, as I'm referring to the object, dot text. Okay, set to the of dot file name. Okay, that should do that. Let's just check everything now. Let's that I have everything to date. My red line here. Okay, I say open show dialog is a method, so my parentheses in there. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so again, there is my program running. So if I go File and Open, does it bring up? So we can see here at the top, Open my new file. Okay, that's where it's picking up the code, the of.title. Okay, if I scroll down here, again, I can see various text files, and over here on the right, if I drop down text files or all files are there. So let's say I decide to take a text file, sorry, and I select example.txt and open it, and you can see there it has brought in or opened that particular file. Let's just check my new. Okay, that's right. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is the save button. Okay, and this will be very similar, okay, to the open. So let's just take a look at this. I'll go back to form design. Okay, and double click on save to get the save event happening. Okay, so rather than open file dialog box, again we're going to use the save file dialog box. So save file dialog. Okay, and I'll call this SF. Okay, and that'll be a new. Okay. Okay. So there's my save dialogs object now created. Okay. Again, these two will be similar. So I'm just going to copy these just to save a bit of time. Okay, and paste these under. Okay, so again, beware copying and pasting. Again, in this object, instead of OF, it was SF. So SF. SF. Okay, so again, the text will be save my new file. Okay, and for the text, okay, again, what is the filter? Again, will be exactly the same. These are the types I'm going to run. Okay, the if statement I had under here under show file open dialog box would be similar here as well. Okay, so let's just pop this in. So if I paste this, so if okay, SF, so make my changes here, is SF, show dialog, that's the same dialog result, okay. But then RTB, instead of load file, it'll be save file. And it'll be sf.file name. Okay, and across here, and this text, so sf.file name. Okay, so let's just test this. So I'm going to run this bit of code. Okay, I'll open it up. I can just bring it over here. So file, open file. Okay, just test this, and then I'll save it as something else. So again, example. Okay, articles.txt. Okay, so file and save. So there it brings up my save new file. Again, I'm going to put it into my documents, okay, and I'll call this just a load of X's. Okay, so there's the file name, so I'm able to see that. Okay, so let's close this down, and I'm just going to open up Windows Explorer here, just to see if I could see that particular file. So if I go to my documents, okay, and the latest file, there it is, xxx.txt. Let's just open that up, and that's that. Okay, so we can see all of that's working now. Okay, so the rest of the actual ones should be fairly simple to do. Okay, so let's start off with that. I'm going to go to form 1, so page setup. Okay, now again, for the page setup, okay, what I'm going to have is, I'll just show you this, so page setup. Sorry, just before I type this in, let's go back and have a look at our design tray and what I've called things here. So you can see here that I've called the page setup dialog box in the designer tray. By default, it brought in and it called it page setup dialog 1. I'm just going to change the name of that to just page setup. Okay, so it'll be easier to see there. And various other things if I need to change them as I'm going along. So let's say for the print dialog, rather than print dialog 1, I'll just take out the 1 and just have print dialog. Okay, so you can see there that on my design tray. Okay, and any of the other ones there you may want to change the name of. There's absolutely no problem with that. Okay, so let's go back to the event here of the page setup. So if I type in page setup, okay, and with the page setup, I want to just show the dialog. Okay, so I have the show dialog, which is a method. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Okay, however, with page setup, there is another thing that I must actually relate it to the actual print document. So I go to my page setup dialog, okay, and come down to document, and you'll see none there. Okay, just set that to your print document 1 there. Okay, so let's test this one. Okay, and it should be fine. So file and page setup. Okay, and brings my page setup dialog box up. Okay, so happy enough there. Let's get the rest. So file and print. So double click print for the print event. Okay, and so like that would be print dialog dot show dialog box. Okay, so show dialog, which is a method. Okay, I'll just do a couple more rather than okay, so close. With the close one, I'm just going to use the close method. Close. Okay, and we have it there. Okay, I'll go back here, and under edit, I have cut, copy, and paste. Again, so I'm just going to cut. With this one, it would just be the rich text box, so RTB, and dot, and use the cut method here. It's the cut method. Okay, and for the copy, again the same, RTB, dot, and for the paste, okay, RTB dot paste. Okay, and let's go on, select all. Okay, so again, the methods exist for these. RTB dot select all. Okay, and terminate the line, my mistake. Okay, let's go over to font. Okay, so format and font. So I'll double click font to get my font box in. Okay, now with the font dialog box, just slightly different here. Okay, just follow me in this one. So font, okay, font to dialog. Okay, and again, font, I'll just call it FD for font. It's going to be a new instance of that object. Okay, so for font dialog, so we'll have fd.font. Okay, fd.font, and that will be set to RTB dot font, which is there. Okay, so we want FD now to show dialog box. So FD dot show dialog. And lastly, RTB.font set to FD.font. So RTB.font, okay, will be set to FD.font. Okay, so that's that bit of code in. So let's test this bit of code. So let's compile our application. Okay, and let's just check out a few of the other things as well. Okay, let's first of all open something. Okay, I'll open anything at all. Okay, so let's open up this one. Okay, so there's text. Okay, let's just check our font now. So if I bring up font, brings up the font dialog box. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. Okay, edit. Let's say that I try our cut, copy, and paste. If I select over this bit of text, edit and cut, you see the cut works. Edit and paste. Come down a few more. Edit, edit and paste. Okay, and does the copy work? So let's just grab the phone number, edit and copy. Okay, and edit and paste. That's grand. Edit, select all. Okay, that works. Okay, format font. Okay, let's just check this. So Algerian. Okay, bold, 16. Okay, and say OK, and it brings me in that particular font. File and save, and I'll call this CCC, and open. So let's just close this application now. Check Windows Explorer to see if that is OK. Just come down here a little bit there. OK. And bring it up, and it's again, sorry, the format here, I've just opened it in an ordinary text box here, text file, which is the notepad built into Windows. Okay, let's move on a little bit more. Okay, what I want to use now is the notify icon there at the very bottom of the page. You can see there I've dragged on the notify icon there earlier. And what I need to do now is actually put an icon in. So you can see there, if I go to icon and none, again, if I click that and click my little control, okay, what I'm going to do is select this one here, tray icon. It must be an ICO file. So again, I've had this made up already, ready to go, and I'll just click open there, and there's this little icon. It's just one of a cog. Okay, that's grand. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run the program to see if that is going okay. Now what I need to do is I'm just going to move something here to show you the icon running. Okay, so there's the little icon down here in the bottom of the tray, notify icon 1. And you can see there if I click it, I'm clicking it now, there's actually nothing happening. Okay, so let's get some controls on this. Okay, to get some controls on it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come down here in the left hand side, and I'm going to take a context menu strip here and bring that onto my program. Now remember, this will be an invisible one, just referenced by the icon. And what I'm going to have here is I'm going to have hide, show, and close. Sorry there, close. Close or exit. Okay, and again, what I'm going to do here is just put a bit of code behind each one. So I'll double click hide. And what's going to happen here is just going to be RTB, so RTB dot hide, the hide method. Hide. Okay, again, come back here to my form. Under show, it'll be RTB dot show. Okay, and for the last one here, I'll just use the close method here. Okay, now what I need to do now is relate my notify icon down here with the actual context menu. So if I click on the notify icon here in my designer tray, and come over here, and where you see context menu strip, I'll just move this over a little bit. You can see context menu strip, okay, none, okay, and I'm just going to set it to the one I've just created. Okay, so now look what happens now when I roll this. Okay, so I'm just going to move this down so you'll be able to see my system tray icon here. Okay, and I'll run this program. Okay, let's minimize that. Bring this in over here. Okay, so this is my program. Okay, my notify. If I come down here to the notify icon 1, okay, and if I right click that, you can see I can hide it. Okay, I can show it. Okay, I can close it. Okay, which is what I wanted to do there in the first place. Okay, you'll notice there that when I actually close it, I only close the actual rich text box itself. However, if I wanted to affect the whole program there, if I actually go back to my context menu strip here, so there's the context menu strip, okay, and under hide you can see there I have RTB hide. If I say this, okay, and again apply that to this, to the show button, okay, so let's run our code now. So you'll notice here, okay, so you can see down here in the system tray, if I right click it, if I click hide, okay, it hides the whole program. If I right click it and click show, it shows the program, and if I right click it and close, it actually closes the program. Okay, and that's working, that's creating a notepad. Have a go yourself, and thank you for your attention.